Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Gitali and today I have my dad with me. Hello.
Hi.
Okay, so we'll be talking about few questions that I think all of us go through when we are in our last year of student life or about to choose our career path. So I'll be asking him about those questions and he'll be answering them because me and my brother, I think we spoke for a good 6 months or more before choosing our bachelor's, like with you. So we'll start. I have 4 questions. So the first one is how to know what is the right path for us. Like how do I know what do I like, or how do I know that this is the right path for me as my future career?
Yeah. Hi. Actually, this particular question comes to every student, and mainly this comes 2 times. One at the time when they just passed out their 10th class, 10th standard, they have to choose some subjects,
Right.
be it science or commerce or whatever. And second, obviously, at the time of entering into your college life. The very first choice is a little bit more tricky and complicated as it looks like. But again, this all depends upon what kind of interest you possess within you and how to come out with that interest area so that you can build career choices around that interest area. Now, saying so, it looks like easy, but it's not that easy. It becomes complicated the way we study in our schools, because all subjects, they are given equal importance till 10th.
Right.
So students, they really don't understand what is that which can be taken for career path and which can be dropped.
Right.
But actually what happens in schools, the choice is just asked from the student as if it's a task, but actually it is not a task, it's a process. Process in the sense there has to be some discussions within their friends, within their counselors, and introspection by the student himself or herself. When I say introspection or discussions with the counselors and discussions with the friend within the friend circles, it means they just discuss without foundations.
Right.
Means there should not be preconceived interest area in mind. I want to become a doctor, I want to become an engineer, I want to become an artist. No. One has to come out with open mind. Whatever it comes out, they should first try that, discuss that, and later on, if possible, they should try to do some course, very little course, a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, some course which are very well available on internet, just to see.
Yeah, it wasn't available. Like maybe 10-15 years ago, I don't know.
Correct. Now there are many opportunities wherein one can just come to know whether they have that interest in that subject, in case if they go a little bit deeper. So I would recommend every student should openly speak with counselors, should openly speak with their friends, and try to find out through internet some related courses and do a little bit research into that. Definitely, I'm sure they will come out with good ideas about their interest.
I think the counselor part is also very important because we had that in our school here in Hong Kong. For
Correct.
Once every 1 week, we used to get a chance to talk to them, and they used to let us meet people from different areas to let us know how life after university will be for this particular area. So that sort of helped us a lot.
Yeah, actually, the most important thing in this process is that if any student does any kind of research, maybe it is wrong, it's not enough, or it is good, or whatever maybe. But in case if they choose any subject after research, they will never find in future that they have done something wrong.
They won't regret it.
They won't regret at all.
Makes sense. So the second one, now let's just assume that I found my interest. How to convince your parents about your choice? How to talk to them? How to communicate?
You see, the relationship between a child and the parent is not something reciprocal wherein one has to convince other. No, they are not against each other. The only thing is what children and parents require is the openness. Parent should always be, and they always be, open to the children At times it happens when the parent understands and they think the children, they do not understand their interest area, they do not know what's happening in the world. So they try to impose their decisions on their children without knowing what they want. But this thing is not only for the parents. Children also think they are more aligned to the new developing world, and parents have become outdated in their ideas or in their thought process how to find the correct career path. But actually it's not fully correct or incorrect, because everything is just related to the developments as well as the experience, because world
How do you solve that though? Like,
yeah,
does
it
that
is
solve
it is simply openness.
Okay.
The children has to openly tell and say their parents about what is their interest area. It's not just that I want this or I want this. No, that doesn't work.
You have to prove, like you have to
You,
show
you,
them.
you have to say something wherein the person would, the parents, they would understand that this is good for their children. It is not that it is good for all.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe that particular thing is good for all, but one has to find out what is good for this child.
Okay.
So that way, that openness and the discussion
But
has to be there.
sometimes, if the choices are unconventional,
Yeah.
which obviously does involve, like they do involve risk, how to convince them? Like, how do you tell them that it's okay
You
for
see-
my future to have some risk? Because obviously, parents want your
Yeah,
like,
risk is always there, and risk is the synonym for fear. Risk is always there whenever there is not enough research. I'm sure, in case if the parents suggest and tells and explains all those research done behind their decision, or the children tells all those processes and the research done behind their decision, the problem would automatically come to an end. Reason being, once a person explains the whole research behind that, the other person automatically get convinced that yes, it has some depth. It is not just
But this will only happen if both the parties are like they both have agreed to sit, listen, and have patience and
Yes.
do their work, right?
yes.
And what if one party is not okay with that? Like it's just like, oh no, I don't want to listen. I think this is
No, actually,
be the kid or the the parent.
yeah, no, that happens. That happens, but we are just not remembering one thing. It's a home. In case if anybody does some sort of research, so it's a process. It is not overnight thing.
Right.
So in case if the parents are doing that research or children are doing that research, they must have done that for a period of, let's say, a month, 2 months, or 3 months. So the things gets built up. It's not that all of a sudden one fine morning the child come from the room and the parent don't know anything and the child saying, okay, I have found, now I will do medical. No,
Right.
it
Yeah.
doesn't work like that. So the things come up gradually and things come to a solution.
Okay, fair enough. Right. So now, let's say I've made the choice. My parents agree with me. But what if I realize that this is not a correct career path later, like while I'm studying that in university?
Actually, at first time, in case if it is well researched, so we simply can reduce the probability of this particular thing, where they can they come to know about the wrong career path. But even if it happens, so definitely in today's world there are many counselors in the colleges itself, and they can openly speak to their immediate teacher as well as their parents. And in case if some tweaking is required, because I'm sure it's not going to be 90-degree angle
Right.
change in the subjects, but whatever it is, they should be open and they should tell and get the advice.
So, like, just another question. Do you sort of agree with counseling? Because I do feel in some countries, let's say our own country, India, counseling as a word is sort of not very accepted, be it by a few children and majorly by a lot of parents. When it comes to like sort of maybe not like metropolitan cities, they don't really like they don't think that counseling helps or like career counseling helps. So, do you think that's like does counseling help? Because I personally feel it does.
Yeah, it does. Actually, the question, the answer to this particular question rests in the concept of openness. Any question which bears some reflection on your career. Career means your all future life. One has to be open. Open in their in making others understand their viewpoint, and open in understanding others' viewpoints. So in case if this thing is there, definitely discussions can be, you see, the counseling is nothing but discussions. And discussions would always be better. But nobody is saying you have to do this. Counseling is never for a particular subject. Counseling is for getting your interest area out.
Right. Make you understand yourself.
Yeah, that is, I don't think there is a problem.
Okay. So the last question. So does studying abroad bring value to you? That has been a question a lot of people have asked me.
Yeah, I would divide and bifurcate this question into two parts. Which kind of studies we are talking about while studying in abroad? Let's say it is graduation, and let's say it is masters after graduation. I think in case if you get a chance, still the graduation should be done in the same country. Within graduation, actually a student comes to know about the culture, and this is the culture which they have enriched with in last 12 years while schooling in the same country. In case if it is continued, it's a bit better and easy for the child to come up with the same flow. And while the actual time comes in for the specialization, so in case it is abroad or within the same country, this all depends upon what subject you want to take and which institute you want to get into. In case if you have a chance to get into a good institute, when we say good institute, means the good faculty and the good atmosphere and the good discussion forums. In case if all those are good, then it doesn't matter whether it is your country or the outside country. But this all depends upon how research you do in respect of knowing which particular institute is good for you. That all depends upon that. I think this particular program is not specifically for that.
No, but like a question. Let's say, so according to that, let's say if I find a good institute and the faculty and the atmosphere around the institute in the same country, do you feel going to a totally different country, living there all alone, doesn't bring value to you? Or does it help?
No, it improves your personality.
Yeah.
It improves your the way you tackle your independence and how you take the abrupt challenges of your life. It definitely gives a good reflection on that. But apart from that, these are all associates of your main studies.
Right.
So those studies have to be good in that institute. Faculty has to be world class in that institute, and
the best you can,
the most
the
important,
best you can get,
the atmosphere.
Okay.
Atmosphere has to be conducive of your that life path.
Right. And before we close out, I know a lot of people, they don't really want to pursue masters. For them, they want to do bachelors and then work or open their business or whatever they want to do. So for them, do you still suggest them to study in the same country, or if they have an option, should they go out and experience study?
No, that all depends upon which country you are resident of.
Okay.
In case if you are a resident of any developing country and your aspirations are of world level, so definitely you would like to move to your world level institute.
Right.
But in case if you already in a worldly countries like the US or UK, that would be your home country to
Right.
do masters with.
Right.
So that all depends upon your subject, your future pathway. And I believe still personally, in case if you can do, you can afford, and you can, you have that kind of aspirations, you always should try to go worldly levels.
Right. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoy or learn something. If you have any further questions, you can write down in the comments below. My dad will be very happy to make another video with me. But until then, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Thank you.